Application SFJ Group LLC doing business as El Jeff's Taqueria. John Shaw, manager, has applied for a common vittler license at 83 Mount Auburn Street. Said license, if granted, would allow food and non-alcoholic beverages to be sold, served, and consumed on said premises with a seating capacity of 29 inside and 3 seasonal patio seats with operating hours from 7 a.m. until 4 a.m. 7 days per week.
Mr. Rafferty.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission. For the record, my name is James Rafferty. I'm appearing this evening on behalf of the applicant. To my right is John Shaw, S-C-H-A-L-L. Mr. Shaw is the principal and manager of the LLC, SFJ Group, and he's looking to operate El Jefe's Taqueria. The J is silent, as in San Juan.
Got it.
Yeah. There's an old joke about that. Someone said, where are you going to go to San Juan? He says, Juan, San Juan. He says, oh. He says, when you go? He says, next July. Silent J's. Anyway, Mr. Shaw.
Be that as it may.
Well, with all this trash talk, I thought maybe you might want to shift the subject here, because Mr. Shaw is a respected, well-established operator in the Harvard Square community. He is the principal and manager of Fire and Ice on Church Street. This is a location that is before the Commission tonight seeking a common victual license, a location that has been licensed for, frankly, decades by the Commission. It most recently, in the last year or so, operated as the taco truck. Prior to that, it was Felipe's. Prior to Felipe's, it was Real Taco. Prior to Real Taco, I think it was Bruger's Bagels, and it was a TCBY yogurt. So it's had a fast food license for more than 3 decades. We recently received approval from the zoning board for special permit for fast order food at this location. There isn't too much planned in physical alterations. This is going to be an authentic restaurant serving much more than just tacos, but it is going to principally serve how would you describe the cuisine?
An authentic Mexican taqueria with tacos, burritos, enchiladas.
And we have a menu on file.
I believe we do.
We did file one, and as you said, there is the location has been serving menus for cuisine of that genre for more than a decade. So Mr. Shaw is looking to increase the hours operations to be consistent with the adjoining Tasty Burger. There is a demand for late night food. It's in the heart of the student-centric section of Harvard Square. It's also a place that Mr. Shaw knows where oftentimes wait staff and workers who work in the hospitality industry in the greater Harvard Square area do sometimes look for a place to get a bite to eat. So the CV license would look to be consistent with that of the adjoining Tasty Burger on the corner.
Do you have anything to add, Ms. Executive Director?
I do not, except for that we do have a letter in support from Ms. Jolson from the Harvard Square Business Association, who says on behalf of the Board of Directors, members, and staff, they extend their overwhelming support for the application, that John is a longtime member of the association, a generous community partner, and a respected leader in Harvard Square.
So Mr. Rafferty brought the issue about the Tasty Burger, and we made some stipulations with them, primarily over security issues. Is this all on one floor operation or is it 2 floor?
No, one floor.
Okay.
There's an office in the basement.
But there's no customers.
But there's no
It
customers.
won't be part of the license premises.
And is there an intention at some point in time to come back for a liquor license?
Mr. Shaw did discuss at some point the possibility of exploring a beer and wine, but at the moment, not looking to do that.
I have nothing.
But the commission, I know, has, there's the Commission has licensed CV licenses that go into the later hours. This has a food price point and a food product that he believes will, the demand does exist at that hour. So it's an opportunity to try to respond to public interest, particularly the student-based. The Oban Pan out front is known for late hours at the Forbes Plaza. In the Holyoke Center building, the Tasty Burger derives its name, of course, from the longtime Tasty restaurant. It was in the heart of Harvard Square for many years. So it's a recognition that there are some people that are seeking food at that hour. He's hoping to be able to respond to that.
Are there any other nearby entities open as late as this 4 a.m.?
Tasty
Tasty
Burger
Burger.
right next
Tasty
door.
Burger.
Tasty Burger
next-
next
It's
door.
right next door.
Right. It's in this same building. This is the building known as the Garage. It's the corner of Mount Auburn Street and JFK Street. There are a series of CV licenses, but this is a single story, more like a storefront. The entire space is visible from the sidewalk. It's got clear plate glass window. There isn't any, there wouldn't be any activity going on in the premises that wouldn't be visible from the sidewalk.
Are there any members of the public who wish to be heard on this?
In terms of renovations, what do you plan on doing?
The 90% of the renovation is changing the equipment out, and so when people will select the ingredients for their meal, they'll come through a line where they'll see it right now. Orders are taken, and then the meals are prepared behind, and we're changing that process around. So it will be sort of similar to at Chipotle or the Local or any of the. So that's the majority of the build out is switching that the way the food is being served.
This is a floor plan.
So the paperwork is in order on this?
It is. Mr. Rafferty just passed me the abutter notifications.
Okay. Motion?
Make a motion the application be approved as submitted in the application.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
You are approved, 3-0.